So, and then we use language to speak this information out to people, and we say, you know what? This is what happened in Taj Mahal, or this is what it is. And then the other person is saying, no, it's not like that. He's saying, no, it's like this. So this is what this God said. No, this is what it is. Well, at all point in time, we are playing with this augmentation of our adjectives and our interpretation, and we have absolutely nothing got to do with reality. Our conflict is existing in language. And this language is already 4 steps away from reality. This is where reality happened. This is that day, probably in 1993, you went to Agra and then you went to Taj Mahal and you saw Taj Mahal. But today is 2023. You're still talking about that Taj Mahal trip. You didn't bother to update Taj Mahal. Unless one fine day, say next year, you go to Taj Mahal and you see and you'll say, fuck, this is so different, bro. And like, oh my God. Either you are delighted or you are disappointed. One of the two. Because you're seeing that. Yeah, and that's the proof of reality. And that's how we exist. So we are going to use language because language is the only way we can go back to that experience. Our language of programming is language. The way we program ourselves is through language. So we'll use language to talk to you. And that's what we do, right? In a love relationship, we'll ask them, hey, tell me, what will we do when we meet? We are trying to create an experience using language. Or when you meet an investor, you would say, well, tell me what you're going to do with this money. Or you're going to use language to excite the investor to give you the money because you're going to present it. It's through language and language alone. Your memory of hurt and love and past and exes and everything is on language. So you look at your ex, you look at your love story, you look at your mother, you look at your father. All of this is through language. Your coding of your experience, personality is on language. भाषा के बगैर आपका अस्तित्व ही नहीं है. You think you live in Santa Cruz, Bangalore. Actually, you live in language. You live in language. You live in a cognitive universe, which is language. And that is why, no matter how much you try, you can never be in the here and now. Because language will teleport you and transport you and move you from the here to some place on the timeline where you existed once.